Otherwise, he would just say, I'm for Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Donald Trump.
Oh, look at that.
Speaking of Donald Trump, there was some good news for everyone else, bad news for Donald Trump.
Real good bad news for Donald Trump.
Yes, that he does not have presidential immunity from civil lawsuits over the January 6th situation.
This case, we've been waiting for this decision for a year, and it has an impact on every lawsuit that people have brought to sue Donald Trump, to hold him accountable for what happened on January 6th, the riots at the Capitol building. Capitol police officers had sued Democratic members of Congress, and Donald Trump had said in court, everything that I did while I was president should be immune. You can't sue me over that. That was his argument, and an appeals court, the federal appeals court in Washington, D.C., said today, no, that is not the case. These lawsuits against Donald Trump can go forward. I want to read some of the things that the court wrote. They wrote that the president does not spend every minute of every day exercising official responsibilities. And when he acts outside the functions of his office, he does not continue to enjoy immunity. So they're drawing a line saying that there are things that you can do while you're president that can be held accountable in court. That is a major decision, a major evolution of what the law is. The other thing that this three-judge panel in the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals is writing is that they are saying that there are campaign actions and there are presidency actions. And what the president does while he is campaigning for re-election, including that rally on January 6th, that can be considered a campaign action, and that is something that you can move forward with lawsuits against. There are things that a president does as president that you can't sue over, that he does enjoy immunity over, but not in this situation. Now, Donald Trump is still going to be able to contest the facts of this case and whether these people are able to get some sort of compensation or win in this case. But at this stage, this is a very consequential ruling. It affects not just these lawsuits, but we finally have an appeals court weighing in on the parameters of the presidency and where a president is protected and where he is not under the law. Very well could be something that the same appeals court is asked to look at in the coming weeks related to Donald Trump's criminal case. And of course, this is the sort of decision that is very likely to go to the Supreme Court as well if Donald Trump wants to take it there.
I very much like that wording or that explanation of it, that they ruled he was acting as a candidate, not as president of the United States of America and the official duties of president of the United States. Mm-hmm. Look, we have a system where we don't want a president to be able to be sued for everything they do, whether that be sending troops into battle, whether you agree with what they do or not, certain things about initiating policy. You don't want a president to be paralyzed by lawsuits in where they have to stop. There's stays, there's injunctions where policy can't be put out and the agenda of the American people can't be. Imagine if Joe Biden was stymied by a lawsuit every time he moved and wasn't able to do things. It's already a little bit that way. But Donald Trump wasn't acting as president of the United States in some official capacity as the POTUS. He was acting as a candidate attempting to overturn the free and fair settled American election results and then dispatched an armed and angry mob to the Capitol to try to overturn those results.
Right. So that was outside of the scope of the presidency.
Without a doubt. And it's nice to see that an appeals court agrees. This will likely make its way to, I think this was a panel, and they if they appeal it to it'll appeal to the full court, the way I understand it, and then maybe even just straight to the Supreme Court, which I don't see the Supreme Court, save maybe Clarence Thomas, who is just a naked shill, going for this. I think this is a done deal.
Yeah. Well, I guess we will see. Let us know what you think about that. 657-464-7609. Or you can send an email to idoubtit@dollemore.com.